Everyone on our YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Kareen Mills. It rhymes with bills. You know the one, the dollar bills. That's the one. Hey, listen, I posted last night all over my social media channel, including going on YouTube Live in regards to my Goodwill book haul and OMG. It triggered so many people, and so many people have resentment about the CEO's salary for the most part. So today in my YouTube Live, I am called because there's a ton of ignorant comments out there. I am called since I always lead with education. I just love educating people, you know, and I like to gift people with tools that they can use to be smart in their next comment in other people's posts instead of being triggered and react. Respond with class. You guys, respond with class. That's how you stand out when it comes to social media, because you forget that there's actually a lot of people watching what you're writing and posting on social media. You forget that even the mere fact that you're commenting and hating on a post instead of responding with class and having some sort of a pause before you react to somebody's post, you forget there's a lot of people that sees it. Social media is a public platform. So, with that being said, hello to all Goodwill triggered people. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Tonight, I'm going to educate you how to vet your nonprofits. And even though I already have an account with Candid, Candid is a platform where you can really vet your nonprofit. It's most widely used by a lot of people. Candid used to be called guidestar.org. Okay. Even though I already have an account with guidestar.org, aka Candid is their new name, I'm going to walk you through tonight how to actually do it, walk you through the entire website, and we're going to use Goodwill as a guinea pig tonight because so many triggered people out there about Goodwill. And that way you can kind of see what kind of responsibility a CEO may have when they run a Goodwill. So let me just go ahead and go to actually I'm gonna share my screen right now so you can see it from the very get-go, what to do, how it looks like, and then you can then just do it on your own, right? Make sure you follow along. Okay, follow along with me. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Hang on a second. Okay, let's see. All right, here we go. Share. Now you can see my face in my Canva. That's my thumbnail on my YouTube channel. We're going to go change the address bar to guidestar.org. And that's going to take us to this landing page for guidestar.org. Okay. Now we're going to create a account, and I'm going to use my junk account, shieldmeforever@gmail.com. Like, I'm literally doing this from the very, very, very start and just walking you through the process here, because it is essential for every single woman out there that I serve that always comes back to my YouTube, or anybody that's new here and you're welcome to subscribe. I'm registering as an individual. I am, let's see, I'm just going to put other. I'm going to say consultant. How's that? Consultant. I'm in Washington. And areas of interest. This one doesn't necessarily matter. I like to educate people, so I'm going to choose education. Sign up for free. And it's free, by the way. It is a free one. And if you want deeper information with this, you're going to need to have the paid version, but you can get away with a lot with the free version. So activate your account. Okay, I'm going to go to my phone and activate my account. Let me see my junk email, see if it's there yet. I'm going to say okay. And then it says, hi, Kareen. You see this? I'm already in it. I haven't even activated my account. I don't know what happened, but maybe they don't need me to confirm my account. So that being said, right here, remember guidestar.org is the organization. Now, if you're in another country, I don't know if this exists in your country. I am doing this in the United States. So this is for mostly the people in the US. GuideStar basic search. So let's go ahead and search Goodwill. And I actually tried this earlier. I actually just found out that Goodwill has many different, what we call EIN number, which is your tax identification number, employer identification number. That's what EIN stands for. It's issued by the IRS and otherwise known as a tax identification number. They actually hold so many of those. And you see, did you know that? Like, we judge these things and we don't even know the nitty gritty of things. And it's called Goodwill Industries. And another comment in my YouTube shorts today was Goodwill and the Red Cross is a private organization. And you cannot be so far from the truth, because even if you just go ahead and Google it, you'll see. But like if you don't trust the search engines, you can just go to guidestar.org. This is the place to be. So I'm going to search Goodwill Industries and look at what happens. Did you also know that there's several different Goodwill organizations out there? So there's many things that people don't know, and then they just jump on the bandwagon of judging things, right? Here's what I want to This is why I used Goodwill as a guinea pig tonight. And you could search your local nonprofits that you have grassroots. I go to Goodwill to buy my books. Okay. I did a book haul and video, and this is where it all started. And I am more engaged into my local grassroots nonprofit. And you can also search your local grassroots nonprofit. When you file a tax return, you have a 1040 as an individual, a 1065 if you're a corporation, and then if you are a nonprofit, it's called a 990. And their 990s are usually available here. You see, organization financials. Their financials are public information. This is how people know how much a CEO makes. But listen, guys, you forget to look at how much does a CEO manage. When you judge something like that, it's really unreasonable, because when you look at how much the CEO is obviously the top of the food chain, right? Of a organization. When you look at how much a CEO is managing, $67 million worth of responsibility. And somebody was complaining about a CEO making under $500,000 in Goodwill. Like, that CEO is responsible to run an organization that brings in $67,000 or 69, almost $70,000 in gross receipts every year. Can you imagine how much headache that CEO actually has to deal with? And that's fine because they have the proper skill set to manage this kind of gross receipts. This is where I am coming from when I'm asking you to educate yourself, because I can see when somebody's not educated just by the mere fact of, like, the mere look of their comment. Their comments are very resentful. So you have different goodwill. So you could search your goodwill in your, area. So this Decatur, Georgia, 221 million. A CEO making half a million deserves half a million. Let me see you. If you're managing a gross receipts of 221 million and change, that's a lot of employees. Look at, with over 5,000 employment partners. That's part of their programs, right? And you can even see what they're doing, because actually each of them, goodwill, when you look at this and you study it, each of them in different regions, they choose different programs. It's not the same program from one region to another. That's another thing you should know about goodwill. And if you Google goodwill and how much of its dollar goes into their programs, it's actually pretty darn good. 82 cents for every dollar that you see this gross receipts, 221 million. Let me do the math for you. If 82 cents for every dollar goes to their programs, 221 433,026 times 82%, 181 million and change goes to their programs. That's a lot. That's really good. Some nonprofits, only 70 cents for every dollar goes to their programs. So listen, you really got to do your work here. You really got to do your homework, right? Would you manage 220? You'll probably fail anyway. I mean, that requires a lot of skill set. And they need someone that has a skill set that can run it. They're not just going to hire Joe Blow from the street to run an organization. This is probably why Goodwill is super successful, because they pay their leaders. They hire the right people to run from the top, right? You need a strong leader when you have these types of assets and gross receipts. So that's what I want you to start thinking. And let's go ahead. I have a homeless shelter, local nonprofit here in my town, the Share House. Let's take a look at the Share House. Since we went to the big nonprofit, now we're going to look at the smaller nonprofit and see what that looks like. And I'll show you. See, this is a smaller nonprofit. Actually, that's not it. I think it's 2 words. There it is. Share Inc. 27 million. Gosh, I hope the executive director, who I know through networking, makes good money. Because $27 million is a lot to manage. And they have 13,000 in assets, or 13 million in assets, right? And I know they help so many. And like a leader that runs an organization that helps the homeless, they should get paid enough so they can keep running these programs and running it good and running it nicely. Seriously. Like, why would you not pay? You want these nonprofits to fail? Because if there's not a good leader in there, and leaders that runs large organizations, they're not going to be cheap, you guys. They're not. That's just a reality. Let me see if they're financial. So financials are locked. They used to share their, see, this open house ministry is also good. They used to share, see this form 990, they used to share it publicly here. I guess they changed it. But Form 990, you can access those by paying a small fee with GuideStar. And what's cool about Form 990 is you could see all of the numbers, where the money's going, where it's appropriated, how much money is going to programs, how much the CEO is being paid. If the organization is running successfully, the executive director's pay or the CEO's pay, while we still have to vet it, we should be reasonable about it. And any people that works under them too, right? We need to be reasonable about it because programs need people to run it and people need to be paid good money. Okay, I have beaten this horse so many times now. It's time for us to get off this wagon and really understand, hey, there's an online resource that you can find and you could see what it looks like. You could look at their organization, their financials, their seal of transparency. Let me see. No seal. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Some of them don't seal them. And then some of them, of course, you have to pay to access them. So, like my organization that I am engaged with, 100 Women of Southwest Washington, I know Catherine, our fearless leader, she's always vetting them through this app or through this website because we don't want to just like, first of all, you don't just want to give your money to an organization that you don't vet. Like, there's been so many scams in the past that these kinds of tools are super helpful. You also, from a leadership standpoint, because you're going to get asked to be a board member of this, a board member of that, this is also a great tool to vet your nonprofits. So you could say, you can make an informed and educated decision when it comes to being a board member. Because when you are a board member of a nonprofit, you are responsible for whatever happens in that nonprofit, and you could be liable for whatever happens. That's just part of the risk that you take. So you have to do your due diligence as well. It's not just a easy yes or no, I want to be a board member. There's also one thing you have to ask when you want to become a board member is there's what they call in the insurance world a director's insurance policy. Board of directors, ask if they have a policy in place because you really do want to protect all of that. We only have a reputation, and you ruin your reputation, you lose everything. So, with that being said, I'm going to stop sharing and say goodbye to all of you. I hope that was helpful. Thank you guys for being here. Please comment in the comment section below if you learned something today. If you have any questions or content suggestion, I welcome it. Just comment it below. If you learned something tonight, let me know in the comment. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribed. My name is Kareen Mills. It rhymes with bills. You know the one, the dollar bills. There's resources underneath right there. Make sure you tour the resources, and I will see you tomorrow. 31 days of we as in women empowerment. I'm going live for 31 days in the entire month of March. Have a great night, everybody. See you tomorrow.